Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So first, I want to apologize for the, when I told you to listen to that Roxas music, his theme song, The Other Promise. Well, he has two actually. His battle theme then, The Other Promise. I didn't think of it till after I had posted the video and whatnot, but I'm hoping you guys might have picked up on the content clues that when you heard my finger hit the screen, that might have been a sign that, if I had headphones in, I probably should turn the volume back down. But if I ever do that in the future, and I'm listening to some music, I'll be sure to say something like, all right, guys, I need you to listen to, etc. Be sure to watch the screen, because when you see me do this, you see a bunch of little lights popping up on screen. That means I'm about to say something. So that's your cue to turn the music down. So keep that in mind for the future. So with that out of the way, we're going to hop back into the Coliseum. There's some more things I want to discuss with you all, since I don't want to bring you back into Union's Cross, because even though I would try to make it interesting, I'm just so sick of Hocus Pocus. So I meant to bring this up with my, well, actually, no, let me say this first. In the last video, when I was saying not to give your friends such a hard time for sharing the Kyrie EX medal, I wasn't talking about me, because I never did it. Like I told you, I actually made it a point to keep Kyrie EX under wraps until the video was posted, so it wasn't me. But I know some people it was happening to, especially online. I was like, y'all need to calm down. It's like they wanted to crucify them for doing that. And it's like, you can still use the medal. It's just not as useful. The only medal I can literally say is absolutely useless is a copy medal. I forgot exactly which one it is, but because I know there's several ones. There's some that work when they're set before a medal, and then there's some that work after they're set, after they're set behind a medal. So when I think, don't quote me on this, because I've seen some people do it, but I've never bothered to be like, let me take in this friend medal and see what happens when it's a copy medal. But I think it's the one that is when it's set before a medal. Like, I think if someone is sharing Nominee, like examples like Nominee, I think if you share her, that would be literally useless because she will do nothing. So unless it's something like that, then I could only consider the medal to be useless. Kyrie EX as a friend medal is still useful. It's just not exceedingly useful. She's only good in two ways: either to restore 5 gauges, because you have nothing, I mean literally nothing, to get some attack points back, or special gauge, whatever you wish to call it. You have nothing to get that back. And or if you're fighting an enemy with counters. But like I said, you could probably just damage it down or manage your special gauge better. There's other ways. I'm just saying don't use that she's completely useless as an excuse to be mad at your friends. They just doing it for the music, and she's not completely useless. Only a copy medal, like I said, I think it's Nominee. Like, I think copy medals like her are the only ones that are useless as a friend medal, because they will do nothing because they have nothing to copy off of, I think. But you all who are like really into the game know which one I'm talking about, where if you set this particular copy medal as your shared medal, it will do literally nothing. That's the only time I'll consider a medal useless. Okay, so moving on. I'm sorry, but more Kyrie EX. I don't know if I said this in my video where I pulled for Kyrie EX, or if I meant to, or if I actually did, and again, those videos are just gone now. But I wanted to actually challenge Eternia to a contest to see who could get Kyrie EX. Sorry, hiccups. To see who is not going to be as bad as the last video, I promise. It won't be me clearing my throat every 2 minutes, but anyway. I wanted to challenge Eternia to a contest to see who could draw Kyrie EX first. Well, actually, I shouldn't say first, because chances are my video might have came out first. I don't know. So to be more accurate, it would have been to see who can get Kyrie EX in the least amount of pulls. And I'm really glad I didn't challenge her to that. I'm exceedingly glad that I didn't. Because, in case it wasn't immediately obvious, I try not to, I almost said something. I try not to tick people off. I know I can be blunt sometimes and brutally honest even. But everything I say, it is either the truth, or I'm trying to get a point across by giving it an extreme example. Outside of that, I don't try to troll people. I don't try to make them feel bad. So with that being said, I'm glad I didn't challenge her to that contest. The only reason I didn't do it is because she got here way faster than anyone thought, except for maybe those people who saw the Twitter post with the weird color palette. They're probably the only ones who actually paid attention. But like I said, I've been on the lookout for her ever since she appeared in the JP version. So I was sure to save as much jewels as I could for that. No matter when she showed up, I wanted to make sure I was ready. And then that's your first warning. If you play the Japanese version, that was warning number 1. And you had a long time to prepare jewel-wise for that. Now, part 2 is when she was like right on top of us. And funny thing about that, I could have actually unlocked the special attack bonus for my Kairi EX if I had kept at least one Mickey and B, but I didn't because Ithanra. But I could actually have her fully guilted right now. Well, maybe not fully guilted because that'd be 200%, but special attack bonus unlocked at the very least if I kept just one more. Or if I had just 500 more jewels, I could buy a jewel package to get the last 2 brooms that I need and do it that way. And though that is exceedingly tempting, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wait until I forgot when, but we're still waiting for the Twitter rewards. So when that happens, I'll be sure to do it then. So no, I'm not. I'm going to try to resist because even I am going to try to save more jewels for Kairi EX to try to get more perks on her, as well as just pulls in general. You know, I might be able to get another Ventus or something like that. And don't quote me on this, but I think someone brought up that they made it easier to go through the Coliseum now. I don't know if they meant the global or Japanese version. I would think global, because they were talking about how some people are already in like round or tier 16. And I don't know, because that it always felt like that to me. Like as soon as you start the Coliseum off and you do really, really good, it'll make you skip like 30. I'm just saying random numbers, by the way. 30, 40, 20, whatever rounds. And then when you get really high up there, it'll be like 4. It'll be something like that. So I don't know for sure. But apparently there's some people already in tier 16. And before I completely forget, again, I meant to say this like 2 videos ago, I think, with my Kairi EX video. I have, that is my most viewed video in my entire history as a YouTuber. As short as it's been, it's my most popular video because the first time I looked, it had like 141, which is super cool because people who know me and remember that remark that I made would know why that's an important number to me. Then about a couple hours later, maybe even 2 hours later, I checked back and it was like 156. And this morning I came back and checked it, and last I looked it was 200. So it's easily my most popular video, but that is it's bittersweet because I'm happy that many people made a video, or I'm happy that many people saw a video that I made because, you know, I'm not a professional with this at all. I don't even have the equipment to make my own thumbnails. So the fact that they saw my video, that many people saw it, is really, I'm probably about to say like I'm making a big deal out of it, but I mean, come on, you've seen the context of my videos. It's a pretty big deal to me. Like that's kind of, it's hard to put into words how it makes me feel. Not bad, but just hard to explain. But that's the sweet part. The bitter part is it only has that many views because it's Kairi EX. I mean, obviously I have no control of my thumbnails. If I could, it wouldn't have been, you know, look at the thumbnail, I got her. I would have just put Kairi EX banner, exclamation point or whatever, and then leave it at that, and then let you see it for yourself. I don't do clickbaits. Even if I could, I wouldn't. But my point is, I don't do clickbait, so it's not like I called it Kairi EX banner just to get attention. I called it that because that's what it was. It was the Kairi EX banner. And that's the only reason why it got that many views, is because and probably because the thumbnail showed me getting it, but again, that wasn't my fault. The Kairi EX banner, I called it that just because that's what it was. And it only got that many views because it was the Kairi EX banner. And that's where the bitter part comes in, because they only watched it because it was the Kairi EX banner, not because of me. Not that there's anything too much to talk about. I mean, I don't know. I would like to think that despite how many times I mess up, somebody out there at least gets a laugh out of it. But with that being said, they watched it because it was the Kairi EX banner, not because of me. But despite that, there is still a silver lining, because of how popular that video is, there's a chance that somebody out there might actually, like it. I mean, like it enough to want to follow or subscribe to me and see the other videos I made in the past, and who knows where I go with it in the future. So that's really cool to look forward to. I mean, I guess some people like it because originally, in case you guys didn't know, my original goal, my absolute goal as a YouTuber was just get 10 subscribers. That was it. I'm not even kidding. And I wanted to keep that under wraps as well, but I accidentally let it slip. And then I almost let it slip what my secret goal was, but I was able to not mess that up. And eventually when I reached it, I let everybody know that this was my real goal, was to get 13 subscribers, which also happened. And then a little bit after, actually no, it isn't, because I got 13 so fast, I didn't even get to make a video about 13, because I had gotten 13, obviously, because when I looked, I got 15, so I actually shot by my secret objective, so that was really cool. And last I looked, I had, or a little bit after that, I looked, I had 17, and then I think around Kyrie EX, I ended up getting 18. So I'm saying, who knows, maybe that one extra subscriber came from the Kyrie EX video, so there is some bright side to that. Is just to clarify, I didn't do that for the views. I didn't make it like, try to make it a big deal just to get people to watch it. That's why I'm so surprised it got as many views as it did. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that, because I've been meaning to say that for several days, and I kept forgetting every single time. I kept forgetting. So I'm not sure how much of the Coliseum I'll be showing, because, it's like, I got, I guess, 4 days now worth of Coliseum to do if I so desire, because I'm not going to subjugate you all to more hocus pocus. So yeah, I guess if there's anything else I want to bring up, I'll talk about the, I'll bring it here into the Coliseum. And like I said, I'm going to try to go for the Second Chance 3, because again, for those of you who've seen my videos in the past, and let me go and say this too. Hey, Cloud is back. I also noticed in my last video, I was like, man, he went down so fast. That was so boring. I'm actually glad he's stronger now. I'm actually gonna hold back completely this time, just to see if he'll actually attack me. And I also noticed Cloud looks shorter. Like, I could swear he looked bigger when I first fought him. And a little fun fact, I don't think I recorded it. I think this was before I started doing YouTube. Was I actually fought Cloud when he was part of some kind of Coliseum Cup. I could not beat him. I could not scratch him at all. I'm looking forward to that rematch. But with that being said, Sick'em Skull. Ah, he destroyed me. Or did he? Nope, he did. Alright then. I just wanted to give him a fair shot. But yeah, when I was saying about when I fought Cloud in that, when I fought Cloud in the cup that he was in, I could not do anything to him. He would do that to me, except it'd be consistently. And I don't know if that video is still up. I think it might be, but there was this video where I was fighting the, my arch enemy, the golden chuckamalakamas, whatever those things are, the golden mushrooms. And they would poison me. It was during the damage contest, so I think those are still up. But anyway, in case they aren't, it was in the damage contest, and let me try something. No, I don't think he's gonna make it. Nope. Anyway, it was in the damage contest, and I was fighting the golden mushrooms, and they would poison me, which, it was enough damage to kill me, so it would kill me. And something I never liked about Second Chance is that it would bring you back with the status ailment. I really wish it wouldn't do that. I would like to believe Second Chance 3 might change that, but I know it's not. It'll just be a higher percentage. But it is so annoying to be KO'd from poison or be put to sleep. And paralysis is not that bad, because you at least still have somewhat of a fighting chance, unless it's like absolute paralysis, where it skips all of your medals, like absolute sleep, as I like to call it. But but to me, it seems to happen the most when I'm poisoned. When I get poisoned, Second Chance activates. I kid you not. I really hope that video is still up, because every single time I got poisoned by the golden chuckamamas, it would revive me, poisoned, and then I would just, be killed from the poison. So it essentially just made it a longer game over, if you will. So that was super annoying. But of course, right there, when I'm just, hey, Cloud, it's good to see you, man. And then he goes and tries to bisect me. And then I don't get the second chance. And I should also mention my second chance percentage is higher than it was when I was being poisoned back to back by those golden Truckamupmas. So, I don't know. It's just annoying when that happens to me all the dang time. But I'm glad I recorded it because, like I said, I really hope that video is still up so you can see it for yourself. Because I said it in that video too. When I'm poisoned, it'll bring me back. It'll be like, oh, you got to keep fighting, buddy. Oh, you'll be brought back with poison, but you just got to give it your best shot. You're poisoned status and you're 1 HP. You can do it. And then when I need it to activate or want it to activate, like what I just did with Cloud, nah, we'll go ahead and give him a pass on this one as well. So, I don't know. Just that's super annoying to me. Not annoying enough to make me, just fly into some kind of blind rage, but just annoying enough to where I need to vent a little bit because it is, I've said enough, but yeah, it's just, So with that being said, I think I'm about to end this video, unless I can think of something else I want to talk about. I also mentioned in the last video about the chances of us getting the daily gem, I did it again, the daily jewel quest. The reason why I said it's a rumor is exactly that. It's a rumor. And of course, I'm not one of those big name brand Kingdom Hearts Union Cross channels that have a 99.98%, what's the word I'm looking for here? A high chance of being correct in everything I say because I have a reliable source. That is not me by any means. So don't take what I said as absolute fact or be mad at me for being wrong. It's just, that's a rumor I heard, and I just thought I'd pass it on to you all to try and encourage you not to quit. Because if that rumor turns out to be right, you will be happy you didn't quit and be at least slightly agitated for if you did and then decide to come back, if you even decide to come back. So there's that. But I also just want to repeat this because I said it earlier, but I don't rightly recall if I was as clear as I meant to be. But when I was talking about people being mad at each other for the Kyrie X thing, I was not talking about me. That was just me defending those other people because I've seen it happen everywhere. So I just want to go and say that. Don't be so hard on them about it. It's not their fault they got Kyrie EX. Little secret for you. Before I pulled for my Kyrie EX, I legit prayed that Eternia would get it as well. And unfortunately, it was me. But so I really, really hope that she will get it because she will do infinitely more with Kyrie EX than I ever could. So it made me feel bad for getting it. And that's not partially why I didn't tell anybody. I just didn't want to. But yeah, so I know she's going to get it though. I've told her like 100 times, so I'm going to tell you as well. She will get Kyrie EX. That's going to happen. You just wait and see. But yeah, so don't be mad at them for sharing the Kyrie EX, especially if they're doing it for just the music. Like I said, and I want to touch on this again, because someone I can guarantee is going to happen somewhere. I'm pretty certain someone's going to do it. If you see someone running with an entire kit of Kyrie EXs, I mean, even the pet slot, Kyrie EX, like just the entire thing, nothing but Kyrie EX, probably even boosted, because why not? The entire set boosted Kyrie EX. And when I said I can understand you being salty at that person compared to how you're being salty just for your friends, again, not me, but y'all's friends, because who else are you seeing share it besides random strangers? And if they are, why would you be mad about it? So with that being said, I can see why you'd be mad if someone was running an entire kit of Kyrie EX, but I said I can see why you would be mad. I didn't say go out there and crucify them. Ethanra didn't tell you to do anything. I'm just saying I can understand why you would be mad at that compared to simply them sharing the medal. Because some of you are so mad at them sharing the medal as if they were running an entire kit of Kyrie EX, if that makes any sense. It seems like that's the kind of rage some people are giving off when it's not that bad. Why do you even ultimately care, you know? Because there are plenty of other friend medals you could just as easily borrow, but that triggers them because they themselves don't have it. So again, I understand. That's all the more reason why I'm trying not to be like, well, you know how if I wanted to, I could just brag on and on and on about it, but that's not who I am. I try to stay relatively humble because let me tell you a little something in case it wasn't immediately obvious. As bad as my luck is, I can't afford to brag because I get brought down to earth immediately. So to just avoid that train wreck, I just try not to brag at all. Like when I got Kyrie EX, I was like, I'm the luckiest player. Oh, let me go and say this. I haven't watched anyone else get it, so I'm not like trying to do any quotes here or talk about anybody. I don't try to do that, period. I'm not, because as I mentioned before, I don't try to spread drama. I don't try to be like, oh, YouTuber, insert name here, was talking, etc. I don't try to do that. I don't want to do that because that's not what I do. So with that being said, I didn't get Kyrie X and be like, oh, I'm the luckiest player alive. I feel sorry, legit sorry for all of you fools who didn't get her. Oh man, this feels great. See, I'm never gonna be like that. So I just want to go and say that in case you couldn't tell in the past by how monotonous my voice is. I don't get excited easily unless something legit catches me off guard, like running into Cloud here, or when Attorney and I met up before we joined the same party, or when I let Lottie down, or things like that. That's the only way you'll get like an actual reaction out of me. Or when Skull does something adorable. That's another good one. But yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say. I might just go one more round just to see what I'm gonna fight. Actually, I have a better idea. I'm gonna go just a little bit further just to see if I can execute it. But yeah, again, I hope I'm not, because again, I'm sorry I'm doing that a lot. It's just I'm kind of forgetting one of my own things I said I try not to do anymore, and that's talk too fast, ADHD and all. That's why you see me doing things like, just making like short stops, because I'm saying one thing and then a thought pops in my head, or I'm like, I need to slow down, and what does this button do? Just a lot of things going on in my head at the same time that just kind of messes up how I'm talking. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to try to slow down what I say. But getting back on track, I apologize if my bluntness or brutal honesty offends anyone, because again, I'm not trying to do that. I'm legit trying to make points here. Another thing, sorry I say legit a lot. That's just kind of like the way I say verily, verily is my way of saying I am being as serious as I can right now. Zero exaggeration. So I'm sorry I say that a lot. I say a lot of things a lot. Like if I was popular enough, you can guarantee there'd be like memes of me on people's shirts with some of the words I use because I use them so often. But I digress. There's one right there, by the way. So while he's here, I might as well go and say the werewolf is actually one of my favorite Heartless. I didn't say this in Eternia's video. I might go back and do that. I just didn't say it because I wasn't commenting at the time. But the werewolf is my favorite because werewolf, that should be obvious. And then secondly is its second form, what happens when its counter hits 0. I said all that because Eternia, I didn't like show her any screenshots, and I don't remember. I don't think I had any videos. No, I know I didn't. I didn't have any videos up at the time, so she couldn't see it from me. And I didn't tell her about it. I just said something like, watch out for the werewolf or something like that. And eventually she got curious about what the attack looks like. And for those of you who have not seen it, you should. It's not as like adorable and fluffy, if you will, as her reaction to the first time she saw the pink possessors. But the thing about it, man, is it's not Eternia's fault, but I was actually kind of upset when she did finally see the attack, because I was like, oh man, Eternia's gonna see it. I know she is at some point. It was even funnier that she let it happen. But when she did let it happen, the position the werewolf was in just made it look even more wonky. It was nothing bad, by the way, so go ahead and get that out your mind. It wasn't anything like that. It just looked funnier than it should have been, so there's that. But yeah, when that happened to Eternia, I thought that was pretty funny. Not that she got, well, I'll let you see. Not that, it's just her reaction to it I thought was pretty freaking funny because she didn't see it coming. Another good one from Eternia would be one of her guilting videos. A certain person who is one day going to be known as Zignort. When you start hearing that name come around, it came here first. Remember that. When she guilted future Zignort, I thought that was pretty funny too. But yeah, you all should definitely check out Eternia's videos. Some of the best ones are when she's doing the Organization 13 events even. And every once in a while, you might find a gem in one of her more random videos, like some pulls she might do, or challenges or things like that. But to me, her best ones are her Organization 13 events. And I guess the damage contest, because she was sweet enough to give me a shout out, one that I don't deserve. but I appreciated it nonetheless. Honestly, I do. But we're just going to go just a little bit further, and I really need to wrap this up because I meant to keep track of how long I've been talking, so I might just end it after this. Because I don't want this video to get broken in half. Alright, so depending on what's next will determine if I continue or not. No, okay, well, now I kind of have to do it. I was just talking about Eternia, and then her favorite Heartless shows up, so I might as well go for it. By the way, in case I haven't said it already, I would probably say my favorite Heartless is the Shenanigan. There's a tie between the Shenanigan and the Mega Shenanigan, because Mega Shenanigan in itself just sounds funny. And the Shenanigan itself, they all do it, all the egg type Heartless. Well, not all of them, because you can count like the Easter Bunny one and as kind of an egg Heartless, but the Shenanigan-esque egg Heartless are, actually I got a better name for that, the Minute Bombs, I think they're called in Kingdom Hearts 2. They're essentially like that. I would say they're my favorite, the Shenanigans are my favorite, or I cannot remember his name. There's this one Heartless that showed up in the Axel event that looks like a firework. He's like a little a wick coming out of the top of his head and a cape and no arms. He looks awesome. Actually, that might be my favorite Heartless. The Shenanigan is probably just a close second because Mega Shenanigan, fun to say, and then Shenanigan in general just looks funny. But I would probably say that Heartless might be my favorite. I'll go and look it up later so I can remember his name. But yeah, that Heartless is probably my favorite. As to why, I'm not going to say. Either you'll just have to wait until someone comes across it, or go look it up for yourself, because I'd rather just show you, but I obviously can't show you because it's not here. But just know, that one is probably my favorite Heartless in the game. And then Shenanigan, I would consider the Werewolf a boss Heartless. That's why I don't really count it as one of my favorite, like, common, quote-unquote, common Heartless. Okay, yeah, but I think I'll end the video here. So thank you all for tuning in. And what I was trying to do was I was trying to run into Cloud again. And if you want to do something fun, I probably should say this earlier. I'm going to be doing the Coliseum more, obviously, so let me just go and get this out before it becomes 30 minutes. For fun, you can compare where I am right now, where it says current score, 3,502, or 3,502nd, and see how far I was before I started, or do one more than that. Go back to my first video where I was literally at round 1 and just see how fast I got here. I don't know. Round 1, I guess, is kind of obvious, so I guess you probably should just do it from this video. But I digress. I'm going to get my revenge on Cloud, because I was just fooling around with him, then he got to get all serious on me. I'll take care of him. I'll fix his little red wagon, and I'll make sure to record it. But until then, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.